Hey guys, we're really excited to bring you this episode on online reviews. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it. Before we kick over to the episode, though, I want to take a few minutes and promote the upcoming webinar that we have going on.
Yeah, so we actually do a webinar to help urgent cares do it's called the 2022 Internet Marketing Plan for Urgent Cares. The entire goal of that thing is to get you in the mindset of what to do marketing-wise from a digital standpoint going into the new year. We go through and how much do leads cost? What should I do? What should my strategy be? All these different items that we've actually touched on in episodes, but now we can actually give you something and walk you through it.
We wanted to put a play-by-play for you for your digital marketing plan for the year 2022. It's coming up fast. We're already in December, and I think now is the best time to get a game plan. I know you're not going to implement it before Christmas and all the holidays, but we'll have something ready for you for December. It's going to be a great time. I hope you'll join us. I want you to join us. We'll put the link down in the show notes, and that will get you registered for the 16th, December 16th.
Yeah. So, and just to let you know, urgentcaremarketingpros.com/2022-plan.
All right, let's get started with our episode.
All right. Hey everyone, welcome back to Walk-Ins. Welcome. We've talked SEO, we've talked websites, we've had an interview as well. Now let's talk about reviews. Reviews is something that can make or break a company in the online world, and in particularly with urgent cares, there's a lot of reviews out there. It's actually a weird industry, I would say, when it comes to Google reviews. What do you think, Nick?
Reviews are an interesting animal because you need them, and they're often unfair. And what I mean by that is it's nice when you get the 5-star reviews, and a lot of times it's honest when you get a 1-star review, but they very rarely on both the 5-star and the 1-star and everything in between paint the whole picture of what happened in a client experience. I actually don't trust a company that has nothing but full 5-star reviews and thousands of them.
Yeah, well, and it's funny. It's weird in urgent care world because, so traditionally speaking, let's talk about the numbers. You said thousands. A lot of clients in a lot of our industries that we work in, they 30, 40, 50 reviews maybe. You go into urgent care world, 500, 1,000, 1,500 plus. It's weird, and it's kind of very bipolar. They're like, "Oh, it was fantastic," or "I hate them. They almost killed me," which is rarely true, and I wish they'd never exist. Like, it's super bipolar.
That's right, and it's interesting because you're going to, as an urgent care, you're going to get a lot of naturally organic reviews come to your business, and from our experience being in the urgent care space, in the marketing space, they're almost always 3 stars and below.
Yeah.
Very rarely in the urgent care space are you getting the gratitude. And here's what they look like. Maybe you can relate to this. They look like I had to wait longer than 15 minutes. Or when I got put back in the waiting or in the room for the doctor to see me or the nurse to see me, they were not nice to me or something stupid.
Or they spent only a minute with me and I felt like I didn't get the right amount of care, but I do feel better.
all of those. Very rarely do you get, I had an amazing experience from start to finish. And it just doesn't work out that way most of the time when things are coming in what we call organically, or even better, unsolicited.
Yeah. And it's hard that a lot of people get this misconception. If I just constantly ask people for reviews, they'll give them. Sometimes they just won't. Like, some people only want to give a review if it's bad. They rarely want to talk about their good experiences. They just want to talk about their bad experiences. It's 10 times easier to get a bad review than it is a good one. And that goes across all industries, not just urgent care.
Well, we've talked a little bit about how you get them organically, which is just they showed up, they had an experience of some type, and then they went and left a review. Most of the time, again, in the urgent care space, it's warning people from going there.
Yeah.
This can be really bad for your business. So as an urgent care, you have to be intentional.
And some of that intentionality is you should, whenever you get, and we're going to talk a lot about when it comes to reviews, the Google My Business, which is now Google Business Profile, which decided to change 2 days ago.
Yep.
those reviews you should be notified on, and you should respond to every review, good and bad. And it needs to be a proactive response, not like ignoring or we've seen people have actual conversations in reviews, and that's the worst thing you could do. You just want to put out a good, nice, clean answer with the option like, please, if it's bad, please contact us. We'll help correct this, that type of thing. If it's good, you're super appreciative and you're super happy that they left a review in the first place.
Very good on that. I just kicked straight into how to respond to a review. So let's talk about how to respond to a review. You've given kind of the groundwork, but one of the things that I want to encourage you when you are responding to a review, whether it be positive or negative, is you're not writing your response for the person who left the response. You are writing your response for the person who is reading the response. And that is two completely different people. A person that wrote the response is already your customer, not who you're talking to. The one that you're responding to is the one who is looking to do business with you and doesn't know if they want to or not yet.
You got to show that you care. And it could be, even if it feels like lip service, you have to show that, because when just step into your own shoes when you're a business owner, but you're going to go check out X, Y. Let's say you have something happen to your house, you need a plumber or something. You're going to go online, you're going to look at reviews before you make that call. And if they get a bunch of reviews and they're bad, and there's no responses to them, there's nothing at all, you're like, they probably just don't care. And then you go look at another one that has the same type of reviews, but they're responding to every one of them, and it's like, we will take care of this, blah, blah, or whatever it is. You automatically feel more at ease. Oh, they actually care about their customers. They actually care about how their quality is perceived and all these different things. Like, it's a legitimate thing, not just a one-way street.
A lot of businesses make the mistake of taking reviews personal.
Yeah.
And when you take a review personal, especially in the urgent care world where a lot of them can be negative. We have one that we work with out of New Mexico, Michael, and I get like a 1-star review every other day that pops up on a notification.
Yep.
As a marketing company, it's my job to get people through the door for you, patient volume, if you will, patient flow. But what they experience when they get to your urgent care, I don't have much control over that. So a lot of the times I find myself playing damage control. But it's not personal to me, the marketer. It's personal to the business owner. And I feel that, because here's the thing, man. I don't care. I know exactly what to do when somebody leaves a negative or a positive or whatever kind of review for someone else's company. But if I ever get a negative review, which there's a couple that have come through on our own agency that were weird because we didn't even do business with these people. Yeah,
they were like secret shoppers or something.
No, at this point I'm positive they were competitors who just don't like that we're having success. But that's beside the point. What it is when you go and look it up, like, even though we didn't do business with these people and they've left a negative, like, it's personal to me. Mm-hmm. And if anybody understands, I understand it's personal. So how do you remove that personal?
You really have to have a process in place and not just have a gut reaction. Because I remember when that fake negative review came into the office, you let everybody up and said, do we know who this person is? Right. Have we ever interacted with this person? Do y'all see anything about this? Where did we go wrong? And then we discovered, like, oh, we have no idea who this person even is. Then you have to rely on your So when it comes to anything, when it comes to your business, you should always have processes in place so you can help remove the emotion when something bad does happen. You can rely on something that you had a clear mind of when you created it, rather than just a reaction right now. So what kind of response would you want to see as a consumer to a negative review? You want it to be positive. You want it to be, we're here to help correct. But also, you don't want it to be like, I'm going to bend over and do whatever you want. Like, you don't want to be that just a pushover business owner, because that looks bad too, to me. I mean, I think we even saw that when your response, Nick, on that negative review was like, here's the facts, blah, blah, blah. And it was just super strong. But at the same time, we're like, we're not trying to beat you up. You're not trying to beat us up per se, but this is what's actually happening. We're not trying to fluff anything.
That's right. Well, as these reviews come in, and there's the ones that you don't have control over, mm-hmm. and then there's the ones where you can actually have some kind of control. Now, it's against Google's user terms of service to solicit 5-star reviews. Let me just go ahead and say it right out of the gate.
Do not ask for a 5-star
Do
review.
not ask for a 5-star review, all right? Ask for an honest review of our service.
Yep.
That's the way to say it. I would love it, and we will reward you. You can reward people for this, right? So I want to talk about some ways that you can garner reviews. Hopefully they're positive if you're garnering themselves and they're taking the time to do it.
Yep.
So one of the things that we had encouraged one of our urgent cares in New Providence, New Jersey, to do was to put together a social media type giveaway. But now they didn't use it for social media. That's just kind of where they promoted it. But what they did is they got a Yeti cooler and they filled it up with all kinds of cool stuff, gift cards, swag, all these kind of things, right? And what they did is said, hey, after they had had the experience, gone through to run their insurance and gone through the process of running their card or everything that goes along with that and checked out, really is what it's called. They said, hey, do you want to enter for this Yeti cooler swag pack? And if they said yes, they said, here's how you enter. You leave us an honest review on Google. Here's how to do it. Scan right here. And they had a scan code. And they said, show me that you put a review on, and we will enter you for a chance to win this. And they did that, and they must have gotten 150 reviews, it felt like, during that time period. Guess how many of them were not 5 stars during that period? 0.
Yeah, I'm about to say probably it's all 5.
Yeah, they were all 5-star reviews. So here's what they're doing now is they're kind of controlling their destiny. They've had 1-star reviews, but they're burying those 1-star reviews with intentionality and asking for honest reviews from the people who normally wouldn't leave a review at all.
Yeah. Being intentional is super important. And then just let's add a layer of practicality to that. So you had mentioned that basically had a QR code that gets the client could scan and go right in. How did they find that link, right? Because some people don't know this. If you have a Google My Business listing, which if you're listening to this, you better at this point.
Google Business Profile. Michael.
Or sorry, Google Business.
It reminds me of Google Ads. Like I've been calling it Google Ads now for
because it used to be
forever.
AdWords.
It used to be AdWords, and there's still people who don't know it's called Google Ads.
I wish they just call it the Google listing.
There you go.
The Google listing. Anyway, so go into your Google Business Profile, which even though right now it still says Google My Business, and
it's in beta.
It's always beta. So when you log in, you'll be on the home piece, the actual like little home page per se. And typically on that page, there's a simple thing you can click on. It'll say get more reviews. There's a share review form, which is kind of misleading. It's not really a form, it's a link. But take that, you click on it, and it gives you the actual link directly to your Google Business Profile reviews. And if they have a Google account, like a Gmail account on their phone, it will just say, go ahead and give me the review. There's no hunting for it. Am I in the right spot? It's a direct link. This is fantastic even to put on if you guys are doing digital invoices or receipts and stuff. You could plug it right in there as a part of your template. Just a fantastic way to get more reviews. And then, so he had the example of doing a promotion with winning a Yeti stuff. If you don't want to go that route, I've even seen some where they'll take like a $25 gift card to the first 20 to 30 people that leave a review, not a positive, just a review, and they hand them out. All sorts of ways you could do this from an ethical standpoint.
I mean, you can just give out $5 cups of coffee like Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to spend $25 because I'm telling you what, if you hand me a $5 Starbucks gift card, I'm gonna go home and like Heather's gonna be excited when she spends my $5.
Oh yeah,
because I'm not going to get that coffee.
But anyway, so like what we're saying is like this is not difficult, but it has to be intentional because the organic stuff will come. But if you're trying to grow it, you have to be intentional about it and have a plan behind it, which also goes on the other side too. So we get these questions a lot. Hey, I have a really bad review on Google. How do I get rid of it? 99% of the time, you can't. You can.
But Michael, when I do a Google search, there's these companies that are pretending to be attorneys that say they can get rid of Google reviews.
They can't. Well, so this is what happens because we've been through this. I think in 3 years we've had what one. To get rid of a Google review, like legitimately, you have to contact Google and request them to review it to see if it was spammy or because there are spam reviews that come through. There are reviews that was meant for another company. You know, that tends to happen because people just don't know where they are. But reality is, when you do that, they'll never respond. Google will never take it down. Like I said, one time. We have thousands of reviews that we probably looked through. Only one we've actually been able to get rid of. So what do we tell people? Bury it. When we say bury it, you stack it with positive reviews. And that's where we're going to talk about a little bit how that review should actually look. Let's be honest. If somebody gave you a 5-star review and put no context to it, it doesn't do much for you.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I wonder if it's even real.
Yeah, it's either not real, just somebody did it. Because let's be honest, I can take 15 seconds, go to that link, tap 5, and I'm done. Or I can take 2 or 3 minutes and type out my experience. So let's talk about that. The more specific your experience inside that review, the more likely it's going to do well. Because you've noticed even Google indexes its own reviews and brings out the keywords inside those reviews themselves. So if your keyword is bad experience and that pops up a bunch of times, that's not going to look good. Google doesn't know the difference.
It's a keyword.
Yeah, to them, people are saying it a bunch, so they're going to keep repeating it. But when you have patients say, Dr. XYZ was fantastic, the nursing staff was great, the overall front staff was fantastic, everything was positive, I had these symptoms and they took care of me, blah, 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 that is when you win every single time because it tells a story, it seems legitimate, and then Google actually finds the keywords out of it. So if you're curious, just go to your Google business profile, click on reviews, and at the very top, you'll see a list of keywords that Google thinks are important on all the reviews that you have.
So wrapping up, let's look at how they actually help your business because I see 2 legitimate ways that they help your business. All right. First is going to be perceived reality. Right?
Yeah.
Perception is reality. You've heard that said over and over again. But if I'm doing a Google search as a consumer and I'm looking for an urgent care and I'm going straight to that map 3-pack section, that is where your reviews will show. All right. So if I'm in that map 3-pack section and I see the first urgent care that's up there, even though it's in first position, it has 0 reviews. And then I go to the next one and it's got 30 to 100, somewhere in that range, 5-star reviews or 4.8. And then I've got another one below it that's got 30 to 100, but it's at like 2 stars. Right? Of those 3, I've got no rating, high rating, low rating. Which one am I going to?
4.8.
But what about that first one?
It scares me.
It's the trump card, right? So if you're ranking with your competitors, the trump card is going to be the massive amount of positive or higher ranking reviews. That's going to be what's going to escalate you when you're in competition.
Yep.
Right? So that's thing number 1. Let's talk about how it helps your actual keyword rankings. Go with that, Michael.
Yeah, so Google will never tell you this, but they'll never tell you how they work, and they purposely change it every so often. But we know this: if we have a company that we're working with and they're growing their Google reviews over time, they automatically start ranking better, period. And if they have reviews that have keywords that we're trying to rank for as well, they automatically go up higher on the list. Google does not like listing companies that have no reviews or anything or bad reviews. They want to give the most relevant, accurate information possible, and they want to make sure it's a positive experience for the whole entire situation. So it's going to increase your rankings. So if you increase your rankings and you get to page 1, not only is it just helping with the decision making, it's also just allowing you to be part of that decision in the first place because now you're showing up more often. Like it never fails. We had one company. It took us a long time to get them ranked, and part of it was they had 1 review
and would not make any efforts to get any more.
Yeah, like it just wouldn't happen. It's like we explained, hey, you have to get some more reviews. This doesn't look good, and it's going to help us. Couldn't make it happen. We still got them ranked eventually, but it took much longer than it should have, and part of that's because I had nothing to show for on the review side.
That's right. Well, look, we've thrown really good review information. Some of the calls to action that I want to throw out to the audience is, 1, get a strategy for getting Google reviews. There's a couple of ways you can use software for this. A lot of times, the software that you use to check in your patients and to follow up and to send reminders, a lot of that software, the closest one that I can think of is like Patient Gain or something like that. It's a software that allow you to do all your billing and everything. Has an automation built into it for you to ask for reviews. The other one is to get intentional about coming up with something unique and training your front desk staff to ask for a review. They are part of your marketing.
I want to argue that's probably bigger and more important than the other, because when you have somebody physically asking in front of you, more chances are, like, there's a greater chance they're going to do it.
That's right.
Because when I get a text on my phone or an email or whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do it, and I just forget about it. Somebody, hey, can you take care? Like, could you do this real quick while you're waiting for this process? You know, and also too, your front staff, whoever's checking people in and out, they can see on that patient's face if they had a good experience or not. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to ask everybody that comes to the door for a review. They want to ask the ones that they can say, okay, they love what happened. This is fantastic. Let me just see if I can get this out of them too.
That's right.
So anyway, guys, this was trying to keep it in 20 minutes, so we just edged in there, but this is stuff you can take actions on right now. We encourage it. If you have questions, please let us know. Just hello@urgentcaremarketingpros.com. And then let us know from your standpoint, what kind of reviews are you getting? Did you get some bad ones? What'd you do with them? You probably didn't remove them. How'd you bury them? But anyway, I'd love to talk to you more about that, but we'll catch you on the next episode.
Hey, and leave us a review.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead and solicit one of those reviews now on Apple Podcast or Anchor.
Or Google Podcast.
Wherever you're listening to this, leave us a review. We like an honest review. We can respond to those.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
See you.